Hey friends, welcome to the 40th episode of the Sunday Knitting Society podcast. My name is Chelsea and I'm a knitter in Oklahoma City. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back. Hope you guys have had a good couple weeks. We've gotten some new followers, or I don't like the term followers because you're not following me. New viewers since last time, which is pretty fun. So welcome if you're new here. Yeah, it's been a good couple weeks. It's been busy. It's been really busy, but I've tried to start changing the way I say that or answer that question or whatever, the way I refer to my schedule, and say that it's full. Because I think that has a better connotation than busy. But it has been full. It's been very full with good things, but also with some hard things, but it's okay. It's life. But yeah, I've done quite a bit of knitting. I've done a lot of spinning since last time. So I don't know, this could be a shorter one. This could be the same length. Depends on how chatty I feel. Oh yeah, and it's St. Patrick's Day when you guys see this. So happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm wearing my green so nobody gets to pinch me. And I'm drinking my coffee out of my new Harvey mug. So if you're new to this channel or you haven't watched, I don't know if you forgot, there's a bakery in Oklahoma City called the Harvey, and it's fantastic. If you are ever in town, you should totally check it out. But I go there pretty much every Saturday morning, usually after I run, but I didn't run today. So it was 40 degrees when I got up, and it just felt gross. And I'm kind of half-heartedly training for a half marathon. It's just, I did a really long race in January, and I trained for like a year, really, like hardcore. I probably trained for 6 months. And I'm a slow runner, and doing long runs takes me a long time. And I have not been able to motivate myself. But Sunday's weather is supposed to be a lot better. And so I think I'm going to go run on Sunday. But I did do a Peloton ride. I was going to try to ride while watching Milan San Remo, which is a cycling race. It's 288 kilometers. Like, oh, it's a lot of riding. But I couldn't get the dang app to work, and it kept trying to like cut to the end, and I didn't want to see that. I wanted to start at the beginning. But I also didn't want to listen to the commentators talk for 30 minutes. I wanted to skip past that. And every time I tried to skip past it, it would go to the end. So I ended up just doing a regular ride. But so I did get my exercise in this morning, which is so important for my mental health. But then I went to the Harvey and got coffee and pastries, and they have these new mugs, and I thought they were super cute. So I actually put my coffee in there. So, and I already ate my pastry. They have lemon poppy seed muffins that are just, they put some kind of lemon glaze on it, and it is so tart and sharp, and it's just, it's delicious. So, okay. So the sweater that I'm wearing, this is my Weekender by Andrea Mowrey. I knit it with Brooklyn tweed. I don't remember the color. I think do I have one? Oh, I might have one. Ha! An extra skein. It is Button Jar. That's what I thought, but I was like, Button Jar should be blue. Oh well. So this is I like this yarn, but it has to be fairly cold. It has a little bit of an itch for me. It is soft. It's really soft. But if it's warm outside, it kind of is a little itchy to me. So it's cold today, so I have to wear it. But yeah, it's a really pretty yarn. It's got lots of flex. I think lost the name of it. Brooklyn Tweed does a really good job with tweeds. Let's see if we can shove that. Yeah, I got it back in there. Okay. So I don't wear this sweater a ton, partly because I made the sleeves a little too snug, and so it does feel like it fits a little bit weird because like when I want to like pull these, I don't like this boat neck either. And I've knit this sweater now 3 times actually, because I did the fingering weight one. But every time I do this sweater, she'll tell you like how many, like how you do a 3 needle bind off here. And I actually go several stitches in every time. And it's still like, you can still see my tank top, and I don't like that. But I keep trying to pull it up and I can't at first because the sleeve is too tight. So this is actually the second one I made. I made one before that also in Brooklyn tweed in a navy, and I made it the 1 size bigger, and it was way too big. I can like see my elbow through that. I actually wore it a lot. My mom and I, when was this? 2018? 2019? It was 20, I don't know. My mom and I took a trip to London, and I didn't look at the weather forecast before I went, and that was really stupid of me. But it was rainy and cold the whole time, and I brought 1 sweater. 1. I actually lost my coat too at the beginning of the trip, and so I had to buy a new coat while I was there. But I wore the navy version of this every day, literally every day, because I was so cold. It didn't matter what I wore underneath it, the sweater went on top of it. But the previous one was actually, it was just so big, and I was like having to roll up my sleeves every day. If I wasn't careful, it would like fall off my shoulder, and it just annoyed me. And at the time I was like, I'm just gonna get rid of this, and my mom was like, no you're not, I want it. So my mom has it now. I don't even know if she ever wears it, because I think it's probably too big for her too. But this is my second one, and it's just annoying because it's like, it fits great in the body, and it is just a little too snug. So, and that could be, Andrea Mowrey talks about when you use you knit in a small circumference, you tend to knit tighter. Even though I knit magic loop, I almost wonder if that's part of what happened here, is I knit my normal gauge here, and then I snugged up in the sleeves. And so if I did this again, I'd probably go up a needle size for the sleeves. Sorry if you guys hear my dogs barking. Some of you mentioned that you liked my neighborhood commentary. Or commentary. So here's your neighborhood commentary for today. There is a Cox cable truck parked across the street. It's been there for the last hour. I don't know what they're doing. I assume it has to do with my neighbor's house, but they have a front row seat to me talking to my phone on a tripod. So I haven't actually, I see boots, so I think they're on the other side of the car, but I doubt they give a crap. So that's kind of why I decided to move forward. Also, the cute little corgi next door, his owner took him for a walk the other day, and he saw me in the front yard, and I was like, oh, you're so cute. And he just gave me this look like, who are you, human? And I walked off with his owner, and I was like, he doesn't want to be my friend. Sad. But okay. So I have 2 FOs. I think this one, I think I showed this last time. I don't think it was blocked, but there we go. Gotta find the back. I need to put one of those little tags in it. Actually, so I'm terrible at sewing in tags, and so what I typically will actually do is, like, for this sweater, I'll get like a neon pink and just a tiny bit of yarn and tie it in the back, just on the inside, so I can always find the inside. But this is my Monday sweater by PetiteKnit. It is knit in Hillesvåg, which is a Norwegian yarn. It's Tinda. I think I do have one. Oh, here it is. Okay. I couldn't remember where I put it. So I had 1 skein left. I actually had almost another skein. Still caked up. But this is it. I love that they're like big floppy skeins. It's kind of fun. I really, really like this yarn. It's got a lot of my hair on it, but I don't know if you can see that. Like, I don't think you can. I don't know, but it's actually got a pretty good halo on it. There you go. You can kind of see it there. It's got a pretty good halo. It's very warm. It is a little toothy. I just mean, I don't know if anybody knows, if I said that term and people are like, what the heck is toothy? It's got a little bite to it. It's very soft, but it's got a prickle to it. I cannot wear this like on my chest next to skin. I have to wear a t-shirt underneath it. It's not as bad as Lopi. Lopi, I really struggle to wear Lopi, even with a shirt. I swear Lopi pokes through a t-shirt. This isn't. This, I can wear a t-shirt with this. But I wore it a couple times this last week when it was really cold, 30s. And it was so nice. Oh, it was so nice. And I got this new perfume, and I put the perfume on, and then I put the sweater on really soon after it on accident. But now it smells like it. I love it. So, this probably won't get a whole lot more wear this season just because we're starting to get warmer weather. But I really like the color. I think it looks good on me, and I'll definitely wear this next year. So I will fold this later, but not right now. Okay, the other FO I don't have because I already gave it away. So I will put a picture of it here. So I have been working with a physical therapist for over a year now. And he's awesome. I see him once a month, but he and his wife are expecting a little girl next month. And so I made him a little bear hat. So I've told him I want a picture. Actually, no, he offered. He said, because my next session that I'm due to see him might be like on her due date. And so obviously we'll reschedule. But I was like, if you send me a text to reschedule me, I want a picture. So it's really exciting. So I'm glad I got to give him that. Okay, that's it for FOs. I just got really tired looking at all of this. I have a few whips. So we'll start with this one. Oh, okay, we're gonna try not to. I'm trying not to. Crochet is tricky. Like, cause yeah, you're not gonna drop a stitch, but you can unravel it. So I'm working on using up my scraps to make giant granny squares. So this is one I'm making. I think this is, I'm doing it, here, let's get them out. Doing 2 strands of fingering weight. This is, I think this is Biche Bouche. I don't have labels in it anymore. This one I did have. This was some used wool that I got through Woolly Mammoth. And they're both pretty, this is definitely rustic. This is on the border of rustic. And when you put them together, they're very rustic. So I'm really having fun with these like subtle marls. And I'm using a 5mm crochet hook, nothing fancy. But yeah, I'm basically like, every time I finish one, I immediately cast on another one so that I don't ever have, like, I don't ever want to like run out of squares, but I don't remember which ones I showed you last time. So I have lots. I think I'm at 10 now, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I have 11. So this is the most recent one I did. This is out of Sonder yarn. I used this in my Gallus scarf. This, I have no idea what this is. This is actually 2. I don't know if you can see. There's kind of 2 different blues in there. That's kind of fun. This one is a lime green and a like Kelly green. And then this is just a nice ochre. You can kind of see how it's a tonal. This is also 2 yarns. You don't know if you can really, you can kind of see it there. This one's fun. I like this one. This is also 2 yarns. Actually, is it? No, this is the same yarn. I just held it double-stranded, but it's really fun. This is also 2 strands, and it's just very slightly, so you can't really tell from back here, but when you look up close, is it? Yeah, it is. It is. That's how good it is. This one was another fun one, also 2 different strands. These 2 were both Yonder. by Pearl Soho, and they were just single stranded because I'm pretty sure it's a DK weight. And then this one also double stranded, or not double, it is double stranded, but 2 different colors. So my goal is to get 24 squares, and then I will put borders on them and stitch them all together. So I'm just gonna restack them because they look kind of fun when they're all stacked. I need to actually work on that today. Spinning has kind of come to the forefront lately. It's kind of my mindless thing that I've been doing. And so I didn't need the crochet as much, but yeah, there's the stack so far. I just think it's fun and like, it's not going to color coordinate at all. But yeah, it'll just be a hodgepodge kind of thing. It's going to be huge because it's going to be like 6 by 4, I think. I guess I don't know. I'll probably like, because I'll have borders on them. I'll probably just do 1 row of a border and then kind of lay them out and see, like, is this going to be monster or not? Okay, that's the first whip. The second whip is my March sock. It's very tangled. Golly. It's just so tangled. So this is it. Oh my gosh, I love this color. I don't know if I showed this. I don't know if I'd even started this last time. I probably had. So this is from Nomadic Yarns, who's my favorite sock dyer, or self-striping sock dyer of all time. And this is the colorway Reading Rainbow, which I also watched as a child and I love. So I'm doing something different. I do the same vanilla sock every time. I have one pattern, it's memorized, and I might do small riffs on it, but I pretty much do the exact same thing every time. And I like it. I have no beef with it. But I had like a meeting virtually this week or last week. I don't even remember. And it was rough. It was from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. with 1 5-minute break. One. Like, that is not enough. And they sent me the evaluation afterward, and that was, forget the content of the meeting. It was, you need a longer break or more breaks. I barely had enough time to go pee. And like, I made myself a cup of tea because I was dragging. But since it was virtual, it was one of those where like I had to be fully engaged the whole time. But it was also a lot of listening. And so I've just learned I do better paying attention when my hands are busy. And so the whole meeting, like I think I was like at this stripe, and I knit to, I think I knit to here. So from like here to here in that 3-hour meeting. And I just kept my hands down, and it looked like I was just talking like I am now, and nobody knew that I was knitting the whole meeting. But I usually will knit to about 5 or 6 inches and then start my heel. And so I kind of got there. I got very close. Actually, that's right. I didn't actually. I don't remember now. I think I did. Yeah, because during my break, I think I marked this. So I knew I couldn't actually start doing a heel and pay attention because, well, that's not true. I could pay attention. It was just, I was going to have to get closer to it, and I knew people would see it. So I was afraid I'd make a mistake, essentially. And so I just decided, I marked out, like, but I put a stitch marker for the side stitch on each one and then the middle. And I'm going to do a cut-in heel afterward, which I've done a few times. They're generally not my favorite just because it's hard for me. Like, I like to try them on, and it's hard for me to gauge if they're long enough. But here's the other funny thing. I've knit several socks in her yarn before. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to get one out, a pair out, and I'm going to measure, see how long the toe decreases are. And that's basically going to mirror the heel. And then I'll just subtract those lengths from the total length of the foot. And that's what I'll knit this. And then I'll do the toe and then come back and do the heel. So I got out one pair and I measured it and I was like, that's too small. Like, there's no, how does that fit my foot? Like, that is not long enough. Like, my foot is longer than that. And so I got out another sock and it was what I thought was the correct length. And then I tried both on, and one was too, like, just a hair too small, and one was a hair too big. And so I was like, dang, okay, I'm gonna split the difference. So I need from my back of my heel to my toe to be 9.5 inches. My toe so that's the other thing, my toe length was different. And I think I must have knit one of the socks on a looser or a larger needle. I think that's maybe what happened. But I'm going to give myself a 1.5 inch allowance for the sock or the toe and the heel. So you take out 3 inches from 9.5, I need 6.5 inches. So that's what I'm going to. I'm at 2 inches right now. So I will do some of this tomorrow. I'll knit on this a little bit tomorrow. And then next weekend, my sister rented an Airbnb for us at a lake. And I'm actually not going to get to go for very much of it, but I'll have one night there and it'll probably be super chill. And so I'll probably bring my socks and work on that. Also, a sad day, I have to drive. I don't get to be a passenger princess. I didn't think it through, but like my parents live like an hour and a half north of us, and my sister lives, well, I mean, that doesn't matter. But so even just for getting there, like my sister logistically would be able to pick me up and drive me, but I'd have to sit in between 2 car seats the whole time. So it would not be relaxing. It would probably be fun, but it wouldn't be relaxing. But now that I'm actually having to come late, though, yeah, there's just nobody can come pick me up, so I have to drive. I hate driving long distances. It's not that long. It's like an hour and a half to 2 hours. It's not that long. I get a little bit wimpy. Not wimpy. Whiny. I get a little whiny when I have to drive. So I'll survive. I have a good audiobook. I'll listen to that. It'll be fine. I'll imagine I'm knitting. But I'll be driving, so I will not be knitting. But hopefully I can finish that sock. I'll probably do the cut-in heels back at home just because you kind of have to pay attention for that. But so for my cut-in heels, I use a tutorial by Kirby Werby, and it honestly, I love it so much, but it cracks me up. So she's showing you how to do it on YouTube, and she keeps getting interrupted by like her kid and her husband. And oh my gosh, she cracks me up. So the first time I watched it, I was just like chuckling the whole time. But it's actually a super helpful tutorial. So anyway, okay, my next, I almost said FO. It's not an FO. It's not horribly far off from being an FO, but we aren't there yet. So I showed just the tiny little snippet of this last time, and y'all, I love this thing. I'm trying to get it to where it like sits right when I show you. Are you ready for this majestic beast? Oh my gosh, it blows out so much. This is my storm sweater by PetiteKnit. Oh my gosh, it looks okay. So, oh my gosh, I don't know what I just saw. A bird, I don't know if a bird died and just fell off my roof or if it was dive bombing, but it just dropped like inches from my window. I don't want to know. My car's down there. Surely I'd have heard a bird if it hit my car, right? If it like died and fell in my car, you hear like a thunk. Okay, there's no dead car on, or no dead bird on my car. We're good. What are these birds doing to me? I lost my, oh, okay. So I mentioned last time about getting a color analysis. Haven't done that yet. I'm probably not going to do that for a while, which is fine. But I had said, like, I just don't want to be an autumn. I think I'm a winter. And so many of you commented and said you thought I was a spring. And I hadn't even looked into springs. And the reason is stupid. It's because I assumed that springs would just be Easter colors, like pastels. And that's not my jam. And so I just didn't even look at it. But then when so many people commented, I went and looked and I'm like, shoot, I think I am a spring. I'm okay with that. I'll take it. Yeah. I've looked into like different, like I don't have a great eye for like warm tones and cool tones. Like one of the websites, it was like, it's a cool toned yellow. And I'm like, yellow isn't a cool tone. And so like that, my brain just doesn't quite work that way. If I look at it long enough, I think I can see it. Or if I compare them, I can see it. But looking at websites too, I also think doing this stuff online is just not ideal because it can change, like the tone of your screen can change your coloring so much. So anyway, but with the colors I looked up, I was like, yeah, I can deal with that. So anyway, I think this is actually a spring color. Wow, it's so bright. It's like day glow blue. So last time I had just done the back, or just part of the back, I think. And so I finished the back. I did the front shoulders, I did the neckband, and I've joined for the sleeves, and I'm using my new stitch marker from Hello Lavender. This was part of the monochrome collection. Okay, so I did my collar this week. Yeah, during this week. And I hate picking up stitches. I hate it. I generally try to avoid patterns that make me pick up stitches later, but this one I had to. It took me 3 attempts. So look how neat that is. Let's just all admire it. Let's all, oh shoot, it really looks like it's leaning. There. Oh, okay, that's better. I think, was I holding it crooked? I don't know. Wow, I see the lean so bad now. I've never seen the lean. Okay, well, that's slightly annoying. Is it really that bad? Shoot. Maybe I have it crooked. It's not. It's just leaning. Okay, so I knew it was leaning in the back because the way she has you do this is you knit double length and then you fold over and you tack down every other stitch. Like you knit every other stitch together while you're binding off. I don't know if that made any sense, but I knew my back was off because when I got close to it, I was having to like pick up every stitch. So I was okay with it being crooked in the back. It really annoys me actually that it's crooked right there. Like, I don't know if it annoys me enough to take it out and redo it. It might though, which is saying a lot because I really, really, really hate unpicking things. But otherwise, I think it looks really nice. Maybe I can block it straight. I don't know. The other interesting thing that I've discovered with knitting this, so I'm using Knitting for Olive Heavy Merino in the Poppy Blue. And when I did my gauge swatch, it was a little too big, like by a few stitches too big. And so if I actually knit the size that I normally would knit for my measurements, it was gonna be way too big. So I actually ended up going down to a size small. Yeah, she's extra small, extra small, extra small, small. So I'm the third one. But I was a little worried about my row gauge because that's going to determine how deep your sleeve is. But it's also a drop shoulder. And so kind of like this, the sleeve doesn't start here, it starts down here. And that kind of just depends on how wide the body is. So I had gotten the back done and measured it and I was like, that's going to be a little small. But I was like, let's just go ahead and get the front done. And then when I get close to joining it, what I did was I actually pinned the front and the back together on each side and went and tried it on and it fit. So I went ahead and went with it and it's fine. But before then I was like, oh, I'm just going to go measure a drop shoulder sweater that I have in on my shelves. This is the only drop shoulder. This is it. This is the only one. And I was like, I don't want to measure this one because I don't love the way this one fits. So I thought that was interesting. Even sweaters, I was like, oh, that's a drop shoulder. And I pulled it out and I was like, nope, that's a raglan. I have round yokes and I have raglans, and that is it. And I find that hilarious. So this will be my second drop shoulder. Well, technically, okay, so the other weekender that I have is a drop shoulder. But yeah, this is my only top down drop shoulder, which is just kind of wild. Like, I swear I've knit other ones, but I guess I haven't. It's just kind of crazy. So we're expanding horizons here. So I've got, so this basically goes through, it cycles through, where'd it go? That's the first one. Then you have like this broken ribbing, then you do the diamond, and then you do, I'm calling this the candy stripe. So I'm into the diamond. So I will have this and this down here. And then I'm going to try it on and see if that'll be long enough. I think I'm going to have to do this one again. So I'll have 3 panels beyond this. Each panel is measuring about 2 inches for me. And this is already going to, like, this is not going to be a form-fitting sweater. This is going to be like a sweatshirty sweater. So I don't want it to be short. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this actually. It's really fun. It feels sometimes like a bit of a beast because it's a lot. It's definitely more enjoyable once you're knitting in the round because there's less purling. And I'm not a huge fan of purling, but it's also like when you're knitting this diamond pattern flat, you don't see, like when you're knitting it on the front side, it's easy to see the pattern and know where the purls go. When you have it on the back, it's harder to see it. And so there's a lot of flipping and like second guessing. But it's really fun. I think I'll probably be done with the body of this in like the next week. And then the sleeves are also textured, but they'll be in the round and they will be smaller circumference. So I think they'll go quicker. That's what I always say about sleeves. And then I'm like, this is taking forever. We'll see. But I still have ribbing to do too. And I don't like ribbing. It takes a long time. But yeah, then I'll get a good old block. And then, so maybe like in a couple, almost a month, a couple weeks, I'll wear this if it's still cool enough. But this may be like the first cold weather day in the fall. I'll get to wear this. Sorry, the cable guy is leaving. And someone is mowing their lawn. It's like 50 degrees outside and it looks like it's gonna rain. Maybe that's why they're doing it. Okay. And I still have this in the bag I stole from Pastelaqua. I didn't steal it. It was a freebie, I guess, because nobody charged me for it. Okay. That is all of my whips from knitting. Yay, fiber in my coffee. That was weird. Okay, so I did some spinning. Let me go grab the fiber. I'm gonna try really hard not to crinkle the heck out of this. Oh good, they're leaving. Okay, so this is La Bien-Aimée Cory fiber. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. And this is the Nightfall colorway. So I bought 5 braids of this. It's so soft. It's super fine merino and Shetland wool. Well, let me look at the little tag. It'll tell me. It is 50% 18.5 micron merino, so very fine merino, 30% Shetland, 20% recycled La Bien-Aimée threads. This, yeah, I'm loving this. So I bought 5 braids of it, thinking that would be enough for a sweater. Spoiler alert, it's not. Not the way I chose to spin it. But so because of all these little like threads or neps in there, it is a little, it's hard for me to knit that or spin that consistently. Like I struggle to get a really consistent ply. There's kind of thick and thin bits to it. And so part of my, when I decided to ply it, I wanted to try a 3-ply first because I figured that would even out my finished yarn the most. Or like, so like the thick and thin bits would kind of equal out better over it. And if I didn't like that, then I would go to a 2-ply. But so I started doing the 3-ply and I liked it. And I thought at first, oh, this is like, I'm gonna get some yardage out of this. And then I finished my first bobbin, I wound it onto my Nitty Knotty, and I was like, it's 120 yards. And I started getting a little bit, I was like, we're not gonna have enough. So between my first 2 skeins, which, all right, let's see, yeah, my first, so I have 3 bobbins going, and by the time I emptied out one of them, I was at about 330 yards. And I only had 2 braids left. And so I kind of was like, okay, I still had like a third full bobbin. I don't know how this works, why the bobbins don't empty out at the same rate, but they don't. But basically the math I did, I was like, I'm probably gonna get about 500 yards, which is not really enough for a sweater for me. And I was kind of getting sad about it. And then I was just like, you know what? Just buy more fiber. So I bought 3 more braids on Monday night at 9 p.m. I ordered them. They got to my house Thursday evening from Paris. I kept watching the UPS tracker and I was like, it's in Great Britain. It ain't getting to me tomorrow. Like, that's not happening. It just, like, it arrived in Great Britain at 6 a.m. on Wednesday. There's no way it will be at my house by Thursday night. I was wrong. It got there. So definitely worth the flat rate international shipping. So I'm pretty sure now I have enough to get enough to make a Lento. But let me show you the yarn because I love it. So this is my final finished product. The lighting here definitely shows that, like, it looks like I've overplied this, and that's okay. I don't really care. I like it. It doesn't look overplied when I'm looking at it, so I think it's just the light picking it up and making it look really overplied. But this has been washed and dried, so I actually have 2 skeins of this. It is so soft and lovely. It is hefty. Like, this isn't super light. I'm sure that has to do with how I spun it. Fiber. I actually have one of those bags that says yarn is part of every high fiber diet. I shrunk it in the wash on accident, so it's like this big now. But anyways, I have a third smaller skein that I haven't washed yet, and I'll have to show this at some point. Somebody suggested that, because I was looking at getting a Lazy Kate, but I realized that none of my bobbins were probably going to fit on a traditional Lazy Kate because I have a EEW wheel and the bobbins are just bigger. I was going to have my dad make one, and someone suggested that I actually get one of those like plastic storage things that have the holes in the side, and then just get knitting needles. And so I actually measured, or I think I like looked at how, so here's the annoying thing. I actually found all my straight needles like last week, 2 months after I bought these other things. So I had straight needles, I never used them, but I used my knitting needles and figured out what size would best fit inside my bobbins. And I went and bought straight needles that were long enough that they will fit inside this box. And so I like slat them through, and I can fit 3 bobbins in a little box, and it's perfect. So at some point I'll show that on here. I don't feel like running downstairs and getting it. But what I'm doing now is I'm just refilling all the bobbins with plies. So I just finished the first one this morning. The middle bobbin is the one that was the fullest. And so I've measured what the weight is on my newly full bobbin, and I need about 125 grams more on the middle bobbin. But I'm also kind of like looking at how full they look too, because they were all equal weight, and I had thinner bits, I guess, on this middle one. So I am gonna try to fill up that middle bobbin today and tomorrow, and then the third bobbin will get filled up sometime in the next week, and then I will ply off some more yarn. So I'm really excited. I think I'm gonna make a Lento, I think, with this. It came out as a like worsted Aran weight, so I think this will make a fun Lento. So that is my spinning. I have the giveaways. I'll do those first because I have a few acquisitions. Let me actually, okay, I have one acquisition, but I'm going to talk about it now because this was a pre-order. So I got my copy of Lento magazine. This is the one that has the sweater I test knit for Rebecca Clow. Also some other really beautiful sweaters and garments and things. So this is the Pladda, which was designed by Rebecca Clow. I test knit this for her. I was a terrible test knitter. Oh, I was gonna like, I'm not gonna show this. I don't need to get it out, but I am gonna show it. Oh. So this is mine. I still haven't put my final yardage requirements on my Ravelry page, but I will do that today. I will find the paper that I wrote that on, and I will do it today. So I used Derarum Natura Gilead in the Rosewood colorway, and then I used the old school La Bien-Aimée Cory Confetti, which I don't know if they still make Cory Confetti. I think they have a new confetti yarn. But this is mine. Mine did turn out like quite boxy. It's very warm because it's an all over color work. Like, look at she's such a master of the details. That I will say, like, this pattern was very well written. Oh good, my neighbors just got home. Cool. So this is a very well written pattern. I think that if I were to do this again, probably the only thing I would really change is well, two things. I would make a bigger collar, and that's just my preference. I don't like skinny collars. And then I would taper the sleeves more because I think they ended up being too loose on me, or like just too big up in the upper part of the arm. So I'd probably start decreasing them quicker, which I don't think that would be hard to do at all. So, but other than that, I love it. Oh, am I gonna try to fit this back in here? Maybe, okay. Okay. Okay, let me, ow. Oh, the button on the stool I sit on just like pinched me. All right, so we had some giveaways. I'm just gonna say, y'all, like, you have some great names for the handspun yarn, some great pattern ideas for the Magpie yarn, and also, like, there were so many comments on this video. I loved it. It was so fun to read all those. I was actually kind of overwhelmed by it, so I didn't give a lot of comments just because I was just like, oh, so many comments, which I loved. And then we got new viewers, and it's just a big party. So that was super fun reading through all that. But we have some giveaways. So I did, this morning before filming, I did a random comment picker. So this is totally random. So, and I will put them up on the screen. If you are the winner, if you will send me an email, and the email's in the description box, shoot me an email to let me know you're the winner, and we'll figure out shipping and all that. So the winner of my handspun, which I found my thing that has all the information. So this is, so this was from the Hello Yarn. It was the January 2023 Fiber Club. It was a limited edition American wool blend top, and they called it Bright Spot, but nobody else named it that. So this ended up being about 328 yards and about 109 grams. So, sportish weight. I think it looks like a DK. But the winner of the handspun is Carrie Page. So, you win the handspun. So just shoot me an email and I will get this sent to you. And then, the other one was for the Magpie. So this is in the Driftwood, Harpoon, and Free Fallen colorways. And the winner of this is Frances Landon 8939. So I'll put that up here. So if you will send me an email, I will get this mailed to you. So yay! I was actually like looking through my stash and I was like, I think I might have other things in the future that I want to give away. So we might keep doing that periodically. We'll see. Actually, I forgot about this. So there were so many more subscribers this round, which was fantastic. It's super fun. But I think I'd been sitting around 2,400 for quite a while, which is fine. Like I truly did not get in this to collect viewers or subscribers. Like this is an outlet for me to talk about my hobby that no one in my immediate circle cares anything about. This is me trying not to like overshare my hobby with people who don't care. So this is how I do that. But it's so fun getting more and more viewers. But I mentioned to somebody at work, I was like, ooh, I'm like 6 subscribers away from 2,500. Like, wow, that's amazing. Next time I looked, I was like at 2,530. I was just like, I have literally been sitting at 2,400 for like months and it's been fine, but it was like in the blink of an eye, we're almost at 2,600 and that's awesome. And at first I was like, oh, maybe if we hit 2,500 by the time of the next podcast, I'll do another giveaway. But we've already exceeded that. So I'll probably do another giveaway at some point. But I didn't think of anything for today. So, we'll just celebrate that arbitrary number, like this. Anyway, maybe if we get to 3,000 by next time. I don't think that'll happen. And I don't really need it to happen either, but maybe at 3,000 we'll do a giveaway. Make it a good one. Okay. That is all that I have for non-acquisitions. So if you are not an acquisition person, if you are trying really hard not to buy new yarn, and this is going to tempt you to buy new yarn, sign off. I fully support you in that. Do not buy more yarn. You don't need it. Enjoy what you got. If you are not trying to not buy yarn, or if you really enjoy acquisitions as I do, then stick around. I will probably be back in 2 weeks. I think that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. So I'll probably be back in 2 weeks. So, let's talk about, I have 3 acquisitions and one of them I've swatched and it's amazing. But this is the first one. This is not yarn, but this is a project bag. This is from the Fat Squirrel, who makes my absolute favorite project bags. They're massive. This is, I think, the sweater. There's one bigger than this. I think it's called the Erin. But like, this thing is huge. There's no pockets on the inside. It's super simple. She sends it with a lavender sachet. So it smells amazing. There's a little removable wrist strap. And they're thick, they're substantial, but they're really fun. Like, I have not bought one yet that I didn't like. They're all, this is a quilt star pattern. And I really like this print because, like, where is it? There's some parts in it you can see that, like, and this is not, there's not like a seam here. This is just, they don't perfectly line up because it looks like a quilt. And I kind of like that. Yeah, these, I'm just collecting these. This was a pre-order actually, and I'd forgotten I ordered it. And then it showed up. I got like a shipping notification and I was like, oh yeah, you bought that. But I'm glad I did. I've been saving it. I haven't been putting anything in it until I show it on the podcast, and then I don't know what I'm gonna put in it, but something. So it smells good. That was the first one I got. The second one was for Shopla Mercery's birthday. I don't remember what birthday it is. Is it the 5th? Does it say on here? Nope. Okay. But they posted this on Instagram and I could not get to the website fast enough to buy this. So this is a sock set from Moondrake called Birthday Cake, but I don't know if you can see it. There's gold stellina in this. We can kind of see it right there. But it's got sparkle. I think it's gold stellina. Yeah, it looks like gold stellina. Oh, it's actually got, it's got confetti stellina. It's got navy blue in there, like cobalt blue. I didn't know that. And it's got this awesome hot pink contrast mini. So this is Sparkle Stardust. It's 80% superfine merino, 15% nep, 5% stellina. And then the mini is superwash merino and nylon. Oh, and silk. Well, that's fun. So maybe these will be my April socks. I haven't gotten my Le Mercier sock of the month. I always forget what it's called. It's like Year of Socks or something, but this might be next month's if I can, if the one I get in the mail isn't my fave, this will be my next month. Okay. And then the last one is from the Lemon Kid. And y'all, they are killing me with these weekly dyed to order things. Like, I just want all of it. Here, okay, well, let me just show you what I got because I posted a picture on Instagram and honestly, I think this is the happiest yarn I've ever seen in my life. This is Cake Pop on Birdie. Like, what? It's all the fun neons. It's on this light pink base. It is amazing. I saw, this was another one of those I saw on their website and it was like, I can't buy this fast enough. And I bought 5 skeins of it, thinking I would hold it with another yarn and make a sweater with it. And so they have another dyed to order this weekend and Birdie's listed and I really, really want some of it. What I really want, there's a colorway called, I think it's Topsy, which is like this, it's like a unicorn purple. It's amazing. I'm not a huge unicorn, or I'm a unicorn person. I'm not a huge purple person, but you add unicorn to it and I love it. But what I love about this yarn is this, for me, it's a little bit thicker than a mohair, but I can substitute this for a mohair and I have absolutely no sensitivity to it. So mohair I like, but I like the look of mohair, but I often find it so itchy that I can only wear it when it's really cold outside. And even then, sometimes I still have to wear a layer underneath. Like, I just really struggle to wear mohair. I have a sweater knit entirely out of Surrey, and I have 0 problems wearing it next to skin. So I get 0 itch from Surrey alpaca, and this is a really nice one. So I have had this yarn right down there for years. Like, we're probably going on at least 4 years that I've had this. Honestly, maybe longer. This is Stonewall. And it is this was a limited edition, I believe. It's Gulf Coast Native. It's 100% Gulf Coast Native wool, undyed. It is a sport weight. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skeins of this. It's not, like, it's soft, but it does feel sheepy. it's not itchy, but it's just, it's not my color. It's a, speaking of someone who can't pick up the undertones, I feel like this is a little bit yellow undertoned, and that's not my favorite. But I like the yarn, and I've literally been thinking of what to make with it for years. So I swatched, and I think this is an absolute match made in heaven. You guys, it looks like confetti birthday cake. It's amazing. It's squishy. It has some substance because of the wool, but it's super fluffy. I don't remember what I was swatching for another Lento. I'm on a Lento kick. But it pretty much perfectly met gauge for a Lento. So it took all of my willpower not to cast this on this week. Like I think I'm at the point on this on the storm sweater that I'm enjoying it enough that I don't feel the need to cast this on. But like, as soon as I'm done with this storm sweater, I'm getting a Lento on my needles because I mean, the speckles are so perfectly distributed. It's like, I just, it's so good. I have no words for how good this is, and I think this would be such a fun sweater. Like, it's not necessarily really in your face. Like, it is definitely toned down. Those are not, it's not that bold. But I don't know that I would actually, I mean, I probably would wear something this bold, but maybe not in all circumstances. This I would pretty much wear anywhere. I'd feel like a birthday cake all the time in the best possible way. So I just want to keep petting it because it's so nice. It's just, it's so soft, but yet again, it's warm because, and it has that structure from the wool. So I think this is actually going to be a really, really lovely sweater. So maybe by next time I will have cast this on. We will see. I just want to kind of, like, I want that to be my emotional support swatch. I just want to hold it all the time when I'm stressed and I can just squish it. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should bring swatches to work and just, when I get stressed, have them be like my fidget thing. Oh gosh. That's it. That's all I got for this week. Oh, it took about an hour. Yeah, okay. So I felt chatty apparently. Yeah. I think what else? I don't think I've forgotten anything. Yep. So I'm gonna kind of chill the rest of the day. I have to do some grocery shopping and gonna watch that bike race. I'm gonna go eat some lunch, and then tomorrow I'm going to run 6 miles. Y'all hold me accountable to that. I'm gonna get my butt out there. I'm gonna run 6 miles. I'm gonna do it. I keep like, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, I'm sorry. I'm a chronic story reteller. I am going to run, I keep telling myself this, I'm going to run a half marathon in April. End of April, gonna do it. Haven't signed up for it yet. But I also just haven't had motivation to do training runs. And so, like, this is kind of the first big step. Like, I did 4 miles last weekend, but I was on a treadmill because it was real cold. And treadmill running is just easier for me. So it's not the same challenge that running outside is. So I think tomorrow I'm just gonna like buckle down. If I can run 6 miles tomorrow, I think I can do the half marathon. Like, that gives me enough time to train the rest of the mileage that I can do it. We'll see. I'm also going to be going to Boston for the Boston Marathon. I will not be running it. That would be comical. I'm so slow, honestly. All those like crazy elite runners would be like, this poor girl, somebody come pick her up. My friend's husband is running, I think it's his 4th or 5th time running the Boston. Like, he's a beast. So I'm gonna go fly out there, and my friend and I are gonna be running the 5K, which is pretty fun. And then just hanging out in Boston and watching him run on Monday. And I might have another friend running it. I don't know if she's still planning to do that or not, but if so, I will be cheering her on too. Yeah, it'll be fun. My brain just went blank. It does that sometimes, mid-thought. It decides we need a little break and it just stops working. So maybe that's a good sign that I should end this. I hope you guys have a good couple weeks. I hope you get lots of time for knitting or crocheting or spinning or whatever your hobby is. I hope you get some time to be active. Just even going for a walk around the block really helps get your brain right. So I hope you get some time for that, and I will see you guys back in a couple weeks. Bye.